All right, good afternoon. It's Friday. There is a new Arnold Schwarzenegger, not a movie, but a series, television series. So it's going to be on Netflix. It comes out January, February, March, April. Yeah, May 25th, I believe. Yeah. So the trailer's already on. It's on YouTube. You can see, here. So you can see the trailer very easily. I first heard about this and I saw the trailer. It was unexpected, out of the blue for me, and I thought, "Oh, this is awesome!" Because I really, really like the show that Stallone has done, what Sly Stallone has done over there with, I guess, what is that on? Is that on Showtime? I'm not sure, but I've seen it. I've watched the whole thing, and the first season of Tulsa King, where he's done now a series, and it's freaking awesome. Couldn't even be any better. I actually like Stallone more now as he's getting older, or since he's been older. I like him more and more, And I'm willing to afford these guys because there's so few of them left now. We're losing them all. They're all aging out. Eventually, they're going to be leaving us altogether. I'm not that far behind. But I suspend my disbelief very easily for any of these guys, Guys like Arnold. Yeah, he has said some stupid shit of late. Yeah, I kind of liked him better before, started hearing all this social justice warrior political commentary that just didn't seem well grounded. Because certainly he knows better than this. He's seen things, you know what I mean? The shit that he said about freedom and all, I'm going to let all that go. I'm going to let that go because, like I said, who else do we have? And it's Arnold. So give him a pass, right? Give him a pass. There's still redemption there for him, the potential of. Stallone, he's never really said anything stupid. I've always liked him. But, I don't know how big he is or how tall he is actually or whatever, but he puts in the work. Yeah, his physique always looks good. He's believable. He's believable. Yeah, if I wanted to pick it apart and didn't like him, I could pick it apart and stuff like that. I've lost all interest in guys like Robert De Niro now. I can't stand this son of a bitch. And it's because he can't keep his yap shut. A lot of these people would be better off. A lot of these actors and even musicians would be better off if they kept their mouth shut, man. Yeah, they're entitled to their opinion. They're entitled to, what they believe in their own politic, but they don't hold the position they hold in our society anything to do with the opinions that they have or anything else. We like them or have given them their place in society, elevated them to that stature because of their artistic offerings, be it theatrical or if it's music, auditory or whatever have you. And, if they want to express it in song or things like that, that's one thing. But when they come out and step out of the character and as themselves just give you glimpses into too much about them, you're isolating yourself from you're running the risk of isolating yourself from the audience. And when De Niro, some of the crazy, stupid shit he said, over these years now, that now when I see him, I can't suspend disbelief. And even if I were to accidentally see, before I could turn it off, any of his old classics, now that disbelief just is right there. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. I look at anything he does, anything he's done now, and I see a small, frail guy. I see a guy that there's no way in the world that I'm buying that shit. I'm just not going to buy it. There's no way, no. He just did that, The Irishman. Did you ever see The Irishman with Ray Stevenson is his name? That was a fucking masterpiece, and that guy's a bad motherfucker. That movie was awesome. Now that Irishman thing that De Niro did a few years ago, I didn't watch it, had no intention of watching it, but unfortunately I've had to see some of the scenes from it because they're all over the place. But the one scene that is on YouTube that you can see very easily is where he goes up to the corner store because the store or shopkeeper grabbed his daughter by the arm or some shit like that. Which, okay, that's noble, it's understanding. But he goes up there and the dude can barely even walk now at his age. He's like, He's going over to kick some ass. He can barely even move. It's just not believable. And then he goes into the store, and he ends up beating or kicking or pushing supposedly the guy all the way out of the front door, out into the street to the gutter, and stomps him out there. And it's hilarious if you watch it. How could they even have filmed that? Whoever the director was, how could he even have filmed that and let that scene go and say, yeah, we got it. That's very believable. It's completely not believable. Not believable at all. I look at that and think, Jesus Christ. Just knock that son of a bitch across the sidewalk. He ain't going to do any of that. But that's just me. If you like him still, then go ahead and enjoy yourself. But Arnold has said he said some questionable shit, but still, I'm excited about seeing him again. So I watched the trailer, and what do I see in the trailer? Looks like more woke bullshit. In the regard that, I understand there's a little bit of humor meant to it. There's a little action thrown in there. It's trying to be something for everybody and fit in the modern world. I understand he's trying to be cognizant of his audience and what they really want to see. Well, the audience and what they want to see, the majority of people, I guess. And he ends up that he's some kind of retired, I don't know, I guess CIA agent or something like this, right? Some kind of government agent, retired. And he ends up that he's working with his daughter. Turns out his daughter has picked up the mantle and, unbeknownst to him, has been or is an active government agent. And his daughter is now fighting alongside of him, and she's kicking guys' asses and beating dudes up. And I'm not buying it. I can't sit through it. I'm sorry. I cannot sit through it. I'm not buying it. And there was a time when I could have overlooked it. But because they cram so much shit down your throat now, I'm just so fed up with it, I can't take any more of it. I'm hypersensitive to it now. Because they have tried to push their agenda and cram so much bullshit, down everybody's fucking throat now. You can't turn any show on for 5 minutes into the show without seeing all the stereotypical woke bullshit. All of it, every bit of it in every show. And to me, it's trying to normalize abnormality. It would be almost as if I would expect to be represented in everything that's on television. If I would expect that, oh, well, I'm a guy with, 20-some-inch arms, so I want to see a guy with 20-some-inch arms in every show. Why are they leaving us out? Where's my people? No, because this is an abnormality. This is an abnormality. And I don't expect to be catered to or normalize abnormality. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, it's abnormality. A lot of these fringe behaviors and groups and things, I'm not saying you don't have the right to be what you want to be and do what you want to do, just like I do, right? Just like I do. But I'm not foolish enough or delusional enough to think that society needs to bend to my whim. This is an abnormality. If I go out someplace and people seem to be looking at me, even if for like too long of a moment, like too many beats, they're staring, and then I don't get offended by that. I try not to, because I try to understand. I don't see a lot of people that look like me out here in the real world, because this is an abnormality. This is an expression. This is an abnormality. But everybody is so triggered so easily, and their abnormalities they think now should be the definition of how we live our lives. Everybody else lives their lives. Cater to the abnormalities now. So I'm so hypersensitized to it because of all the bullshit being shoved constantly down your throat that, I can't take any more of it. I can't even take it where I could have overlooked it. All right, so there's a girl there. She's very slight of build and everything, but she's beating up full-grown men and all this. There was a time I could have let it slide if the show was really good, and plus Arnold's in it, but I can't do it now. I can't do it anymore. As soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, oh my God, here we go again. What else is going to be in this? And it's just not. So I'm predicting right now that Arnold's typical supporters or following or fans of his older movies back in the day, that the people that actually went to see and supported and coughed up their dollars in the movie theaters or through pay-per-view movies or by renting his DVDs or even buying them or whatever else. I think that crowd, I don't think you're going to see much that you want to watch in this thing. That's what I'm predicting. But it may still do fine and do well because it's, it's different world we're living in now. It's a different world we're living in. So who knows? Which is a shame because he's an old man, and most of his audience, his core audience from the day that have been there all along from before he was shit, basically in the movies, from Conan on up, Terminator, all that shit, all those supporters, I think, are willing to suspend any trace of disbelief and just be grateful we got Arnold back and still enjoy him in a movie kicking ass and beating people up half his age and, just doing impossible feats and all that, and still digging it because it's Arnold, just like always. And I'm not so sure this new crowd or whatever is going to be interested in displays of toxic masculinity, juxtaposed alongside any wokeness. You understand? Because those audiences are two different types of crowds, I think. So, is there enough crossover in the middle somewhere that it's going to do good? Yeah, maybe, but I think it's kind of a disappointment for me. But again, I'm part of the abnormalities of the world, so my perspective doesn't have to be everybody else's perspective. I don't expect it to be, and it's not supposed to be. So that's all I got on that one. Let me know what you think. You guys take care. Have a wonderful day.